You just finished health agencies, correct?
I think we did, yeah, although there was one resort question that we have to answer tomorrow, which we'll answer tomorrow, I think.
Okay,
One submission by someone who wasn't a health agency, so
yeah.
that should go in that. Animal control, I thought was done, would be here tonight, but it isn't. Because there's no, Jack is gonna bring the other budgets that aren't done forward on Monday.
Okay.
So when do we meet again, 20-something?
No, we meet
January
January
2nd.
2nd, so we should have all budgets in hand by then and maybe a
And
start
hopefully
on
the
warrants.
Hopefully the warrant articles as well.
Okay,
Oh, I think it's gonna take some discussing on the warrant articles, just from my perspective. Looking at this report and the capital capacity, and I'll need to be convinced that we don't need to push that fire engine out of here,
okay.
because it just seems to get it's skewed for 2 years, and then all of a sudden we're going in a good direction. So why don't we moderate that? But we haven't talked about it as
Yeah, it'll
as
be an
a board,
interesting
so-
conversation.
It's
so-
a good conversation, but you have to realize too that every year there are going to be projects that we didn't anticipate,
Right.
such as like this year, the $30,000 for the septic for the library. So just because it looks as though it's up or down in the out years, that will change. And sometimes things fall off as well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
And sometimes you have to push them off.
Like
because
the
something
grant for
more
the
important
radios
comes up.
and that kind of thing.
Like the Sodom Road Bridge, I think is an issue that we really need to start addressing.
Did I mention I have a headache?
we're almost there.
Okay.
Okay, next meeting date.
Okay, well, and
Oh,
the
I'm
other
sorry,
thing
Chip, I
is,
didn't mean to
at
cut
some
you off.
point towards the very end, around warrant article time, and I know Diane isn't close to having it ready, but a list of projected revenue.
Right.
Okay.
When will we start getting preliminary, the report that shows all of the actual revenue, or actual expenditures for the year?
We can
Ooh,
get you
soon.
that today if you want it, or tomorrow.
Is it
The-
ready?
The budget on a daily basis.
Oh, yeah, but the
The
expenditure.
actual
Expenditure.
I want
What's
the
the
actual
date of the
expenditures.
run on our latest one? Do you have that?
It's December, well, I don't
December
have,
2nd.
I don't have the whole thing.
Oh,
I only
okay.
have it by,
That's something we'll have to follow up with Diane. Could you
Oh,
help us with that,
Yeah,
Jen?
sure. Using an updated expenditure.
Dates.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna,
Yeah,
it's
this is as of
9/25,
September.
but we get them a lot more recent than that. I just happen to have this one in the book.
Okay,
okay.
But-
yeah, so if maybe for our January 2nd meeting, if not before,
Or,
maybe
yeah,
tell us to
stop
get
in
it
and.
for
stop in.
graphing purposes.
We'll get something printed up, so you have what you
I'll
need.
check with Diane.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Speaking of revenue, Clay looks like he's gonna
Wow,
get $100,000. That's the goal he has
Awesome.
set.
Let's get him his scales.
Yeah.
or that box, what was that box?
Snowbox.
Snow box.
Right.
Okay. So our next meeting date, I don't think we're gonna have anything to talk about until January 2nd, so we're planning on meeting then. Do I have any public input? Joe, Max, Lloyd? Max?
Helen said, and I'm sort of paraphrasing, so apologies, it's on the tape, but you said something to the effect of, I estimate the benefits for each department in order to give a cost per department.
That's correct.
This is a not polite way of saying it, but I'm not trying to insult you, but that means that the charts are made up. They're not accurate, they're not useful. They're nice to look at. I always thought that they were very useful, but if you're, again, I'm sorry, if you're sort of making up the numbers, then
How would
what
you-
use are they?
How would you have me allocate those expenses across departments to make it more palatable, if you will?
The selectmen should give everybody the actual numbers. And if you don't have the actual numbers, then you shouldn't tell people that you have the actual numbers. Because that chart is a representation of this is the real cost to whatever the department is. But it's not the real cost because you don't know.
I would say that it probably is very minimally off the whole cost for that department. You're not talking about allocating a huge amount of dollars. And they're allocated based on payroll dollars. I don't know how else to allocate it, so it shouldn't be heavily skewed in one direction or the other.
We could do a gross cost without affecting any legal or privacy issues. I mean,
Per department, you mean?
per department.
That would be acceptable to me.
But it's not gonna go any further than that. So if it costs
That would be acceptable.
$100,000 for the police department, that's what it costs for the police department, that's as far as it's gonna go.
Well, if it could go in my report, I would love to have information down to that detail.
Yeah, I mean, I can check with council, but I don't see a problem with doing a gross cost figure, because you're not really breaking it down on a per employee basis, you're breaking it down on a department basis.
Right.
So, we'll look at it.
Okay.
Okay.
When's the cutoff date for all expenses?
Yesterday,
Yesterday?
yeah,
Okay,
no more expensive.
no more expenses.
No, we'll probably be mid-January.
Yeah.
That would be my preference. I hate to run it out into that end of January, but a lot of stuff gets pushed just because people don't send bills out. But it would be nice to end January and start February and have a meeting and this is what we spent and that's the end of it. But
Okay.
we'll see how it goes.
Any other
I have 3 pages of information on what the county provides for a health insurance plan. If anybody's interested in that, it was sent to me. It kind of surprised me I got it, but I didn't have a chance to copy it, but I'd be willing to give it to anyone who'd like to copy it, pass it around,
Can
let
you-
yourself look at it.
Can you email it out to the
I
members?
don't know
Oh,
how to
it's
do
a-
that.
Could Karen make copies for us?
Certainly.
Do you mind that?
I'd be more than happy to give this to Karen.
Just scan it and
Sure.
Yeah, just,
However it works.
Yeah, if you could scan it and email it to the
Yeah,
members.
that'd be great. It's quite informative.
Okay.
Just a caveat to that.
Mhm. Yes.
The county is in a different predicament than the town is.
No doubt.
Because it has 300 employees.
Mhm.
We have 14.
Yeah.
So they can avail themselves of certain things that we can't because we're such a small number.
Mhm.
And we end up in groups. We were with one company last year where we were put into one group, and that's the occurrences that happen within that group determine our rates. The other thing that the county has that we don't have is unionization, and I know that the sheriff's department, for instance, which is represented by the Teamsters, gets their health insurance at the national Teamsters rate. And we couldn't, when I was a commissioner, we couldn't come close to matching
And
it.
when we look at this sheet, you'll see there is a difference here between the sheriff's department and the employees in the county too. It does show that. Thanks for that. Good
When I was
information.
comparing last year and looking at different towns or cities, you look at a city like Portsmouth and there's no comparison as to, or even, what was the one up north? I was surprised to find out how they were unionized. And it made a big difference. It's just, I think it's Berlin? No. Don't quote me on it. But, thank you, God. All right. May I have,
Motion to adjourn?
yes.
Yep.
Okay, 7-0 on that one. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Karen.
Merry Christmas.
Thank